Let's Talk Crypto. This is where we subscribe for daily Bitcoin updates and technical analysis. We track the price of Bitcoin as a proxy for the cryptocurrency markets at large. Today is March 25th, 2025. And Bitcoin has broken out, but has it? What's going on? Is it still in an uptrend? What about altcoins? They haven't done much of anything. We're going to talk about all that and more in this episode. If that all interests you, then watch until the very end. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get started with Bitcoin. On the 4-hourly time frame, you can see that we've got a breakout of our inverse head and shoulders, right? This is the bullish reversal pattern broken out right here, okay? And retested. But this is actually a mistake that most people make, and I've made it myself so many times. This retest isn't finished there. More likely than not, what you should expect is a compound retest, like so. I've seen it so many times. I've been duped by it so many times. Okay? Don't be surprised if, once again, using our inverse head and shoulders bullish reversal pattern, breaking out, right, hitting its head on that midline, and the midline I'm referring to, let's zoom out for a second, is this midline, okay, of this multi-year channel. As you can see here, from 2022, December of 2022 till present day, okay? So you're looking at a almost 3-year channel, okay? You're hitting your head up against that midline, and remember, midlines in channels are resistance when you're below it, support when you're above it. We're currently below the midline, so it's serious resistance. Doesn't mean we're not going to break it. We're going to break it to get to our target, more likely than not. But presently, one of the reasons it's like, wait, I thought we broke out. Wait, I thought altcoins were going to run. Things are kind of, the feeling, the sentiment is it breaking out or is it not breaking out? The word for that is indecisive. I was looking for the word. Things are indecisive. And technically speaking, when you're feeling indecisive, when you have that sentiment, think B wave, think counter correction. So in Elliott wave analysis, we have corrective patterns, and we name them ABC, WXY, WXY, XZ, or ABCDE in the case of a triangle. And the B wave, the X wave, the Y wave, they're all counters. So the initial break is the A wave, the initial break is the W wave, and then the X is a counter. Right here, what you can think of this as is the following. Let's clean this up. Okay, so you have your initial breakout. Let's do this right. So this is our neckline. So this is our support, because remember, the neckline, when we were below it, was resistance. Now we're above it. It should be support in a proper RS flip if we're truly in going to break out from it, okay? So it's our level of support. And again, we draw it as a line, but think of it more as a level, okay? So if we really want to be super technically accurate, we would represent that line as a level, like a rectangle, like this, but slimmer. But just for the purposes of expediency, I'm just representing it as a line here. So don't be surprised if you wick below it just a bit. So you have what is more likely than not a compound correction here. And now let me draw this because it's opaque right now. Or transparent. Let me make it opaque. This is what you're more likely dealing with. Okay? And one of the reasons, again, people feel indecisive, people feel like, is it or isn't it? Is because we're in a B wave. That's the A wave. This is the B wave. Expect the final move down. Okay. And I like this read on the market for two main reasons. One, because I've seen it so many times in Bitcoin and in other assets. That retest of support in an inverse head and shoulders rarely happens in one go. Very rarely. I've very rarely ever seen it in one go. And all, again, based off of the theory that we understand, all corrective patterns come in flavors of 3. This is also a flavor of 3. But it looks to me like a flat correction, not a zigzag. So by virtue of it being a flat correction, I know what follows is another flat correction and then an impulse. Okay, so I'm in my B wave. I'm at the top of my B wave again, hitting my head on my almost 3-year resistance, and now I'm gonna have to retest that because I've lost a lot of steam here. I'm probably going to have to retest next logical support, which is the neckline of my inverse head and shoulders. More likely than not, it's coming down here. Once it comes down there, the second reason I really like this read on the market is that once a lot of times, if you're expecting volatility in one way, expect volatility in the other. Okay? This is also something I've seen time and time again in the markets, and those of you who know what I'm talking about, who read the markets frequently, know what I'm talking about. You know, if you're looking for a strong move up, an impulsive move up, it's typically preceded by an impulsive move down, a capitulative move down going into a move up. So that's what I'm seeing. That's why I'm seeing it. I really think that Bitcoin's targeting this again, and a lot of people are going to get confused and think it's breaking down when it's actually not. It might wick down below back to 82.5, and then you get your run up, and then you get your consolidation, and then you get your big dump. This is what I'm seeing. That's why I'm seeing it. Is it going to happen exactly like that? I don't know. But I think that's a high probability read on Bitcoin. Now, because Bitcoin is in a B wave, or more likely than not in a B wave, you should also expect altcoins to be indecisive. So let's have a look at the total 3. And the total 3 again is the whole cryptocurrency market minus Bitcoin minus Ethereum. So all market caps minus Bitcoin minus Ethereum, that's your total 3. So it's representative of altcoins. Okay, let's look at it on the 4-hourly time frame, apples to apples comparison here. Okay, so we are looking at this almost 40-day, I think, since February 2nd, almost end of March. Yeah, more than 40 days. Let's just measure it out really quickly. 50 days. So we're looking at a 50-day channel. Okay, we're at the bottom of the channel, and we kind of chopped our way up, and we hit our heads on the midline. Again, the midline is resistance when you're below it, support when you're above it. We're currently below it. So what do you expect? Look at the chart. It's telling you exactly what's likely to happen. Okay, now that you've gotten up here, you've rejected once, you've come up, and you're more likely than not going to make a second rejection. And this very much resembles what you're seeing in Bitcoin. If we draw it out, we see we have some sort of inverse head and shoulders broken out. 1 test, 2 tests. That's what I'm seeing. Okay, it's very much, following what Bitcoin's doing, and it's very much, it makes sense to me because you also have what's likely an A, B, C setup here, and you went from below this big channel, V-shaped recovery above, retesting now previous resistance as new support. The previous resistance is the bottom of this channel. Let's zoom out so you can see exactly what we're looking at on the smaller time frames. You can see here, this is a 500+ day channel that altcoins have been in. So the green just to keep in perspective, that green up slanted channel is 500 plus days. So it's important. It's important. And what happened on in early March is that you dipped below this. Okay. So let's go back to 4-hourly time frame. You dipped below the 500-day channel. Just briefly, V-shaped recovery up and out of it, recovered this level, right? And now you're likely to retest that level as support. So once you do that, you get your big capitulative move down and likely followed by a big move up. And that big move up should be the move we're looking for here. Let's move this. Let's refine this read right here. It's likely to be something like this. Yeah, right? Because you have to retest the midline as support. So this is what I'm expecting in the altcoin space as well, for similar reasons. Not exactly the same reasons, but similar reasons. Boom. And then, obviously, this is not reflecting the exact time. I'm just showing graphically what's likely to happen based off of this analysis. Okay, let's move this. So this is what I'm seeing, right? Big move down, then even bigger move up. You don't get these quick, fast, strong, big moves without a counter in the opposite direction. But it's usually a small move in the opposite direction that you're intending, and then a bigger move in the direction that you intend very quickly. So trading this, if you were to trade it, you'd have to be very careful. You'd have to hawk the charts and try and catch this capitulation down here, or set limit orders on the markets down here to catch that move up. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing in altcoins too. And again, why do you look at your altcoin watch lists? Sorry, here. Why do you look at your altcoin watch lists and you don't really see much? You know, there's not anything that's really moving like that. Some things may, but generally speaking, things are just kind of crabbing along, right? Like 1-2%, 0. This 3% here. It's nothing, you know? Why is that? Well, that typically denotes a B wave, a wave of indecision, a corrective, a counter-corrective wave, okay? So I really think that this is where we're at, not just in Bitcoin, but also in altcoins. And when you get that move down, that's going to be quick, and it's going to be followed by an even quicker move up. That's where you get your actual, real, pure pump to the upside, in my estimation. So that's what I'm seeing. And when can this happen? It's a good question. All right, so timing-wise, we have the next new moon, which is on the 29th of March, okay? And the data suggests that new moons reflect local market tops, okay? Statistically speaking, right? To a statistically significant degree, new moons represent local market tops. So the 29th, I believe, is on Saturday. So it could be that we get a weekend move. It could be that we get an end of week move. But I'm expecting all of this to happen at some point this week, where we get our capitulative move down, followed by our pump to the upside. We get a local market top in and around the end of the week. All right, so that's what kind of timing I'm looking at. Guys, I hope this was helpful. I hope this was useful. Like, share, and subscribe if you got value. Consider buying me a coffee or tipping me by Venmo, Cash App, Litecoin, all at the pinned comment below. And do consider my crypto portfolio mentorship and consultation service also at the pinned comment below, where I help you build a portfolio of up to 5 altcoins. And we pick assets that are likely to move during this bull run. All right, so take care. I hope you're well.
While the world spins without me, arrived at the fork in the road, could turn back, repeat the same story, or march forward and embrace change and reflect upon his glory. I'm a selfish man, therein lies the whole problem, torn between my actions and the will of my heart. I had to take it all apart to see where I stood as a man, to depart from this world and leave it in his hands. Come on.
Looks like I'm heading for the gold, y'all. Touring on a pothole road, y'all. I get it even if I didn't fit in, winning right up to the end, and like I didn't even know, y'all. I have Pop's genetics, working hard never to get it, like shit or better than letting life get the best of my efforts. Instead I dedicated to bettering my steps, measuring investments, watch me do it to the death, y'all.